while the French Prime Minister, François Bayrou, is lamenting and making the French people understand that nothing is going well in France. Nothing is going well in the French economy, that the French economy is riddled with debt, and that the public debt has exceeded the normal expected limits. Even the abnormal limits have been exceeded. Meanwhile, President Emmanuel Macron is redirecting in another direction, committing France to unprecedented expenditures which involve purchasing brand new military equipment to be deployed on the side of Ukraine. And it is a real provocation in the eyes of Russia, which has stated that any nation attempting to continue providing military aid to Ukraine would be considered as directly part of the conflict. On the other side, we have Lithuania, traditional Lithuania. This Lithuania that has set itself the goal since 2023 to provoke, but seriously, Russia. Lithuania and France are competing in their escalation regarding the provocative actions of Vladimir Putin's Russia. Lithuania's provocation is at its peak. So, these are the two events we will discuss in this video conference. Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, good day to all of you, wherever you are around the world. Once again, you are welcome here on the platform of Awakening of Conscience. Thank you for sharing the video as much as possible. Share it in all possible groups. We begin with France. In France, according to Prime Minister François Bayrou, the service of the French public debt could reach 100 billion euros. 100 billion euros. The public debt of France. And that is in the coming years. This means that by 2025, we already know the French public debt has exceeded the normal level. Even the abnormal threshold, the French public debt of 2025 has surpassed the abnormal threshold. The unacceptable abnormal threshold has also been exceeded. The intolerable, ruthless, and unforgivable threshold of abnormal public debt has also been surpassed. That is to say, France is swimming in the airs of a public debt never before seen in Europe. This is actually the reason why the European Commission recently threatened to put, it was around the end of 2024, to place France under budgetary discipline. But before that, they had placed France under what is called budgetary surveillance. But as if all this meant nothing to Emmanuel Macron, he decides to embark on new extravagant spending, to buy drones to send to Ukraine. We will come back to this. The statement was made by François Bayrou in an interview given to the Journal du Dimanche. That's the name, the Journal du Dimanche. It's not because today is Sunday. The interview was conducted something like, in any case, within the last 24 hours. He says this: our country is on a terribly risky path. It's the Prime Minister speaking. Our country is on a terribly risky path that will lead us in 3 or 4 years to a very distressing situation. The debt service alone, meaning the annual interest on the debt that France has incurred, is equivalent to the combined budgets of the national education and defense. So each year, for now, what France owes amounts to the budget of 2 ministries. This means, however, that France is unable to repay its debts. This means if in 2 years, in 3 years, it will be equivalent. This year it's equivalent to 2 ministries. The ministries that consume a lot of money, defense and national education. Next year, it will be the budget of 2 ministries plus 3 other ministries. So that will make 5 ministries. And over the years, France will no longer be able to do anything. I don't know if you understand. The debt that France owes this year is the money to operate the 2 ministries, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Defense. Next year, the same amount will double again. So 3 more ministries will be added. This means that France will lose the ability to finance these ministries gradually. Eric, the debt service alone, that is to say, the annual interest, could reach 100 billion euros each year. This is equivalent to the budgets of national education and defense. According to him, this poses a considerable risk to the sovereignty of France and the future of the French people. The sovereignty of France is therefore threatened. It is threatened, seriously threatened, because if a country lives on debt, and the little money the country has to repay the debt is not even enough. So each year, the interest on the debt only increases, multiplies, and the country loses its sovereignty. And it will be a great joy for us from Africa. So, in the meantime, what is Emmanuel Macron doing? France plans to increase the production of precision-guided bombs. Precision-guided bombs, AASM. Hammer. They will increase production to 1,200 units by 2025, significantly surpassing the 830 units produced last year. Last year it was 830 units. This year it will be 1,200. So, despite the debt, France continues. Emmanuel Macron continues to get bogged down. The aerial bombs produced by ASM Hammer are being transferred to Ukraine as part of military technical assistance and have become a key element of the Ukrainian combat aviation armament. So, they are obliged. That was the first event. Regarding the second event, it's Lithuania that is seriously provoking Russia. Lithuania will revoke the residence permits of Russians who travel to Russia or Belarus, meaning the Russians residing in Lithuania who already have the residence permit, who want to travel to Russia or to Belarus. Those who go more than once per quarter without a valid reason will have their residence permits revoked, because Russia is considered a terrorist state there. And if they go to Russia, is to return with negative mindsets. Russians who are in Lithuania, if they go to Russia, they return with negative mindsets. So, regarding the case of Lithuania, we will come back to this extensively since we are already pressed for time. Thank you all. I will be back shortly with more news. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.